I'm a Leeds United fan, living in Sheffield. Got to be very careful when I say this. But I'm going to go for Leeds United 2, Sheffield United 1. Come on, Leeds!
Sheffield United preview. Look, this is going to sound very arrogant coming from a promoted team, but I don't see a hell of a lot to worry about Sheffield United. I mean, look, famous last words, they're probably going to put 4 past us now. But no, seriously, the way I look at this game is it's going to be a bit of a throwback to maybe one of our games last season in the Championship. It's going to be us all about breaking them down. I think we're going to absolutely dominate possession against them. I think they're probably going to let us dominate possession against them. Look, the way the first 2 games have gone, we shore up our defence. We're cruising. We're absolutely cruising. And none more so than against a team like Sheffield United. Look, a lot of talk about, our centre-backs, or one centre-back in particular. I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried at all, I can't stand some of these comparisons to Ben White. We all loved Ben White. I think it's time we got over him and probably stopped mentioning him, to be honest. But Ben White had a full pre-season alongside Coops and then came up against Bristol City in his first ever game. Robin Koch arrived 5 days previously, played alongside a teenager and came up against Liverpool. It's apples and oranges. I've got no doubts Robin Koch's going to come good. Absolutely no doubt. There's a lot about him I like already, to be honest. I think his passing is absolutely fantastic. And what I'm really excited about is the possible threats from set pieces now. I don't think enough has been said, to be honest, about a couple of dead balls that he got his head to last weekend. So, look, our defence up against Sheffield United, I'll back it all day. I'll absolutely back it all day. The Fulham game, look, when the game finished, I was happy we got the 3 points, but there was a sort of underlying feeling about having to shore up this defence. I think this is the perfect game to come into for that to happen. I just actually watched Villa Sheffield United just before I've actually come on and done this video, and really unimpressive, I have to say. Really, really unimpressive. Egan out, massive, absolutely massive. And I think wherever you look all over the pitch, we are better than them. Now, games aren't won on paper, obviously, but games are won with tactics. We're better than them there as well, no doubt about that. I must say, I said a lot last season, I think if we can just get to the Premier League, that style is just going to suit us so much better. Teams aren't going to be putting 10 men behind the ball, and we won't have to break teams down so much. And it really, thankfully looks like that's going to be the case this year. Sheffield United will be a little bit different. I think it will be, like I said before, a little bit like, one of our games last season, having to break them down. But I'll back us to do it. I think our front three are on absolute fire at the moment. Harrison was very quiet last week. Helder Costa pops up. Bamford's doing his thing. Can I just say how absolutely buzzing I am for Patrick Bamford? I couldn't be happier for him. I really, really didn't like some of the abuse that he copped last season, completely unwarranted. Criticism, of course, absolutely criticism. I was as frustrated as anybody else. But some of the real personal attacks, even after a great performance, some of the comments, but he's still shite. Absolutely unwarranted. I hate reading stuff like that because we are the best fans in the world, but can be the worst sometimes as well, if we're being honest. Absolutely buzzing for Paddy Bamford, and I hope he continues it. And I think he will continue it. I think he's looking absolutely lethal. We all know he's a confident striker, and his confidence is going to be sky high at the moment. Rodrigo, I'd like to see Rodrigo start again. I was really looking forward to Pablo, bossing it in midfield. It doesn't look like that's going to happen, unfortunately. I think the speed of the game is just way too fast for him. But as a sub, absolutely, he can still buzz it. I'd really like to see Rodrigo start again, just to see how he goes again, he had his 45 minutes. It wasn't bad, but he didn't do much out there, if we're being honest. I'd love to see him get another 45 and just another 45, starting a game, seeing how he goes with our structure. And then I don't know if Pablo's going to be available, to be honest. Apparently it was just a really minor strain and he was really basically just being precautious. So Pablo might come straight back into the team, and if he does, I hope it's off the bench.
Hello, One Leeds. Danny here with a preview of Sheffield United away. This is going to be a tough one, I think. I think it's going to be our toughest test so far. I know that sounds strange because we've played Liverpool, but for me, that was a free hit. As long as we didn't get trounced there, it was a good result for me, and we didn't. So, Fulham, for me, Sheffield United are a better side. No disrespect to Fulham. He is Premier League experience as well. I just think tactically and just as a team, they're a better side. I think this is going to be a tough one. Chris Wilder, great tactician. It'll be good to see Bielsa against Wilder. I actually respect Wilder. I think he's done a fantastic job there. I've liked the way that they've played in the past, but without waxing lyrical, as you'd say, Connor. They're a good side. Put it that way. One thing I did want to bring up is our centre-back pairing. I think that Koch and Cooper will start to build that pairing. I think Koch got a really sort of bad time of it in the press after the weekend, and quite a lot from a few Leeds fans, to be honest. I don't think he deserved it whatsoever. I think, yes, it was stupid, the penalty decision, but I think before that, he'd started the game really well, and I think he will grow into this side. You see glimpses of his passing and things like that, and how he fits in. I think he'll do well. Egan missing for this game is massive for us, absolutely massive. And I say that in two respects. So Egan's always an attacking threat from corners. We know we've been susceptible to that in the past. But for me, Sheffield United have conceded 3 goals so far, I think, and 2 of those have been from corners. We've got Koch and Cooper in that middle, attacking them. And my tip, put it on your betting slips, my tip for this game is for one of our centre-backs to get a goal from a corner. I think Koch has had his head on a couple now, and he's been unlucky. I think our corners look much more dangerous. Whether that be because sides in general haven't had time, and they've not had much of a pre-season, sort of from a tactical point of view, defending corners. I don't know, but yeah, I think that's my tip for the weekend. But score-wise, I'm going to go 2-1. Like I said, it is going to be close. Is it going to be a difficult game? Yes. Do I think we'll win? Yes, obviously 2-1. And goals for me from one of our centre-backs, so either Coops or Koch. And Click, I think, will get the other goal. Thanks very much.
Hi everyone, at the One Leeds Fan Channel. I'm here to give my preview for the Sheffield United versus Leeds United game this coming Saturday. It's going to be a tough game. Wilder versus Bielsa, 2 really good managers, putting tactic against tactic, strategy against strategy. And it'll be interesting to see how the game pans out, but I'm sure it'll be a very interesting game. It's going to be a tough game, and I hope we come away with the 3 points, especially after tonight's result against Aston Villa and Sheffield United. Losing Egan is a big plus for us, and we really need to capitalise on that. So my prediction is Leeds 2, Sheffield United 1. Thanks guys, march on together.
Hey guys, big match this weekend against Sheffield. I saw they picked up a 1-0 loss today against Aston Villa, and also picked up a red card. One of their center backs picked up a red card, so that could be big for us. As far as Sheffield goes, haven't been super impressed with some of the bits I've seen of them this season, especially their attack. I had a chance to watch them in person last season, and also wasn't super impressed with their attack. Just not very dynamic. So this could be a big opportunity for our defense to step up. I think we have a great chance at getting our first clean sheet. I know that's a bit of a reach from what we've seen the first couple games, but I really think we can pull off a clean sheet this weekend. And like I said, one of their center backs will be missing, so this could be a chance for our attack to potentially exploit maybe an inexperienced player at center back. With all that said, I think Leeds get it done. I think we'll get a 2-0 win. I think we'll see 2 goals from Rodrigo. So we'll get our first couple of goals from Rodrigo in a Leeds kit. Let's go, boys.
Hey guys, Sander here with my preview for the Sheffield United versus Leeds United game. Now first off, I want to start off by saying that I think this game will be a lot less frenetic compared to the first two, at least I hope so, for the sake of my health and for the sake of the game. I think this game will be more about tactics rather than running around trying to see who can score the most goals. It certainly feels like the first two games were like that. So yeah, there will be less goals in this game. Now, John Egan got suspended yesterday against Aston Villa. So unless that gets retrospectively overturned, he will be out for the Leeds game, which I think is big for us because he is a major part of how that defence operates. Ethan and Pardew would presumably come in, the young Welsh international. Now, he's a great talent, don't get me wrong, but you could pose the question whether Sheffield United would be as coordinated in defence with Pardew out, because that three-piece of Basham, O'Connell and Egan have been a mainstay for like the last 2 years now. So if another player comes in, the flow in defence could be disrupted, and maybe that's something we could exploit on Sunday. Now, regarding Koch and Cooper, I think that is a partnership that will prevail and will flourish in the end. And I think this is a game that is a perfect time to shore up the defence, because Sheffield United, generally speaking, they don't score a lot of goals. They haven't scored in either of the first two games now, and they struggled to score at the end of last season, so this could be the perfect time to get a clean sheet, although I don't think we will, because Sheffield United are a very good team. Now, as I mentioned, I don't think there will be a lot of goals in this game. I think it's safe to say that Leeds have been overperforming when it comes to goal scoring in these last two games. We have been extremely clinical, which is, the opposite side of the spectrum compared to last season and the season before that. So it's unlikely we'll continue being as clinical. But I think this game will be a game of few clear-cut chances because of Sheffield United's defensive nature. They are very good defensively. However, I still think we'll get a couple of goals because of Egan being out. So I don't think we will keep a clean sheet, so I go for a 2-1 win on Sunday.
Hi guys and all my Leeds family on one Leeds. Mark here from Cyprus. Prediction for the weekend, Sheffield United. Even before I saw the Blades play Villa tonight, I really wasn't actually worried about it. Somebody said before the beginning of the season that Sheffield United would be second season syndrome and they could find themselves in the thick of a relegation battle. Well, if they play like they did tonight, I think that's absolutely quite accurate. There's nothing about the team. They looked heartless, which is very difficult to say against Chris Wilder. He's a manager based on endeavour and effort and passion and fight to the last, as we bore witness to a couple of seasons ago. But there's nothing that actually concerns me. And now, obviously, with Egan being sent off, it just plays straight into Leeds' hands. If Leeds take the Leeds game to them, I think we'll come away with all 3 points there. I really do believe that. But, Yorkshire derbies are Yorkshire derbies, regardless how they played tonight, regardless how we played the weekend. It's a real leveller, a Yorkshire derby, as we know. But I genuinely believe that Leeds have got the bit between the teeth. They've been tested from the top end with Liverpool a couple of weeks back. They've had a fist fight with a fellow promoted team in Fulham. come out admirably on both. Yeah, there's things to be learned, there's things that we've made mistakes, but this is early days for us in the Premier League. And I know that we will learn those lessons because Bielsa insists we learn those lessons, and that's what makes him the messiah of a manager that he is. Be nice if we can. Be nice by the weekend that we've got one or two new signings under a belt. Not necessarily to play at the weekend. I think we have enough to take on the Blades already, but just to give the players a bit more oomph in the belly to say, well, you know what, you've got somebody breathing down your shirt collar. You know, you aren't guaranteed this shirt, and I think that's a healthy thing for any team. And I think I heard Connor say earlier on today that, you know, loyalty, or not loyalty, or emotions count for nothing in the Premier League or in football generally. And I think Leeds have to have that nasty edge about them. If that be the word, probably nasty is a bit severe, but they have to have that killer instinct about them now of saying, you know, we've done the hard yards. Let's establish ourselves. Let's do it properly. Let's fight for the right. Let's take us to where we know we deserve to be. And it's not a case of expectations. It's just as a club, as a team, and with arguably the best manager in the world on our ranks, we should be capable of blowing teams like Sheffield United away. And this, to me, is one that we have to win. When you look at the big scheme of things over the season, we are well capable of taking 3 points off Sheffield United, 6 points over the season. Why not? We have to aim high, fall somewhere. But no, looking forward to it. Be a right good old fist up, but I think Leeds will come out on top, and I know I predicted this last weekend, but I'd say 3-1. We can do 3-1 this weekend. Cheers, guys. All Leeds are we. Or one Leeds, marching on together. Take care.